Hi, it's Erin, Paige, and welcome back to another GLAAL moment. Go live an amazing life. Well, today's guest, Grace Strachan, she is a radiant light who brings so much joy, and I cannot wait for you to hear her GLAAL story where she took her sorrow and turned it into gifting smiles to everyone. Let's take a listen. Hi, Grace. How are
Hi,
you?
Erin.
It's so
I'm
good
great. How
to
about
see
you?
you. You are look just radiant in your red today.
Thank you. Thank you. And you look so spring-like in your spring dress. I
Well,
love it.
the weather here's a little drab today, so I thought, well, I better bring a little bloom to the gloom. Well,
Yes.
I just want to thank you first and foremost. I know you're a busy lady out there, just blooming yourself in all areas in your business and, inspiring others. So I want to say thank you for participating in my GLAAL project, Go Live an Amazing Life. And I have known you long enough to know that you have an amazing story to share with everyone. So I am going to turn it over to you and let you have at it. Go for it.
Thank you, Erin. And I like to acknowledge the fact that I am such a big fan of yours and a follower of yours. So I'm so glad that you've done this, and I'm thrilled to be part of it. My name is Grace Strawn, and I'm a relationship marketing specialist. Did you know that kindness and gratitude are in again? What's wonderful about that is telling people you love somebody and showing that you love somebody is the thing to do right now. I'm so happy about that. Probably a sign of the times, but I actually realized that my journey started about 3 My husband, 42 years, was diagnosed with a pulmonary viral infection, and he passed away in less than 2 weeks. Sound familiar? Um, Kind of a sign of the times right now. So I was devastated. And the reason I was devastated wasn't just because I no longer had my husband, but for the very first time in my life, I was alone. I was isolated. I had never been alone in my entire life. I grew up in a family of a lot of children. Even when I went to college, I drove to and from school every day with a bunch of people in the car, and I got married young. So all of a sudden, I was really alone and isolated. So I stepped back and thought about it, and I thought, okay, how am I going to handle this? My heart was so heavy with grief, but also the lack of love. So what I decided to do was get out in the world right away, not feel sorry for myself, and just interact with as many people as I could. So the first thing I did was I went out in the world and smiled at everybody. Everybody I met, I made a conscious effort to smile. Well, I realized very quickly it was filling my heart with love because it made me feel good, but it also made them feel really good. And that was wonderful. The next thing that I realized was that I had to intentionally give to give. When you give to give, the universe gives back tenfold. When you give to get, the universe takes it away. So I had to intentionally give to give. So in other words, intentionally reach out to people in kindness. And it did come back tenfold. I all of a sudden was getting phone calls from people asking me how I was doing, inviting me out for dinner, going to movies. I was no longer isolated and I was no longer alone. So now, come full circle to now. And what's happening now? We're all isolated. We're self-isolated, but we're still isolated. And it's brought out so many emotions in people. I mean, all of a sudden, we're not allowed to be near the people we love. There's grandbabies being born that the grandparents have never seen. Weddings are being canceled. Life is in such a turmoil because we're in self-isolation. Well, I came to a realization that what I did 3 years ago worked, and it can work again. So what I did was I decided that every time I went to the grocery store, I was going to smile at everybody I met. Now, it's a little different having a mask, But I came to a realization that we really do smile with our whole face. Because when I smiled at people, I saw them smiling back through their eyes. And to me, that was exciting because it made me feel good, but I think it also made them feel good. The other thing I started doing was reaching out to people on Zoom. And even though you're not allowed to be with people, at least you get to see people. You get to see their pretty face and to know that what you're saying is being heard and listened to, because you can see it in the love in their faces. The other thing I started doing was reaching out to people that didn't have Zoom. And I reached out to them in Facebook as well as by the phone. And I asked them, how are you really doing? I got to return the favor of 3 years ago. All the people that were phoning me and asking me how I was really doing, I was now asking them, how were they really doing? And listening and taking it all in and appreciating them. The other thing I was doing was I was getting on Facebook and downloading pictures or taking pictures and putting them on cards and sending them to people so that they had it in print. It wasn't a memory that faded, but something that they could keep for a lifetime. Now, I also realized that by filling my heart with love, I was reaching out to all of my friends, family, co-workers, people that I just knew, and sharing virtual hugs or hugs in a fold. The other thing that I realized was I came to the conclusion that if you fill your heart with kindness and gratitude, even though you're isolated, it becomes bearable because you don't feel isolated at all. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I think kindness and gratitude and sharing love should be our new norm. I don't want to go back to the way we were. I don't know about you. And that's it.
Oh, wow. A smile can go a long way, can't it, Grace?
Yeah,
And just a
it
smile
can.
to a stranger, you never know who needed that smile more than you even realized, because you've affected them. So what an amazing journey you've been on to turn that sorrow and loss in this human time and experience and turn it into this expansion of love and sharing and gifting the world with your smile and grace. You're one of those people that I see and I watch, and your name matches your heart. So thank you for sharing that with all of us today. Thank you for sharing the love, sharing the smiles, and just paying it forward. So I know that there are others out there that might need a smile today. So be like Grace. If you run across someone, just send them a smile, and I'm quite sure that you will see them, as Grace said, smile through their eyes, and spread the love. Go live an amazing life. Go GLAAL. Do whatever it takes. The little things matter. So with that, Grace and I will sign off. Thank you so much, Grace, for being a part of the project. Take care, you guys. See you later.
All right. Thank you.